Hello, how are we doing? Welcome back to season 2 of Glory Hunter. Today we begin our Bundesliga journey for the second time in the hope that we have a little bit more success than last year. But first of all, what we're going to run through is our transfers for what we have done, and I have to say I'm actually quite pleased with our business. As you can see, we have spent 90 million and I've bought in a grand total of 105 million. If we have a look at what that obviously looks like, we have sold Rafael Guerrero for 50 million overall, but 40 million to start with. For a three-star left back that can't really defend with his 11 tackling and his 10 marking, I thought it's probably a good idea just to allow him to move on to Inter Milan, and I can try and get in a defender that can defend. We've also managed to make some profit somehow on Moussa Dembele. 22 games, 9 goals last season and 2 assists. It was not a bad turnaround. We sold him for 24 million after spending 19 million on him. It could have potentially cost us 24 million. So even if it does end up costing us that much, we'll be able to recur that money. We've also sold Thomas Delaney for 2 million. Again, a player that didn't feature a lot last year. He is a good player, don't get me wrong. But to get 20 million for him, I wasn't complaining because I'd already bought in a replacement, which we'll get round to in a minute. We've also sold Manuel Akanji. Again, a decent player, but he wasn't featuring. He featured 10 times last season, and he just really wasn't up to the level that I was looking for in a defender, so I decided to let him go. He wasn't happy as it was, and we'll have a quick look to see who we've brought in. So obviously, as we were aware last season, we signed Eric Garcia as a replacement for Akanji before we'd actually sold him. We got Garcia in January last season, so we've got him on a free, so that's £20 million basically for Akanji that we didn't pay for Garcia. We've also bought in a um, we brought in Jesse Lingard to basically just bolster the squad. A little bit more depth, I suppose. He's not going to play much, but he has played once this season and scored 2 goals in a cup game, which was our first game of the season, which we'll get round to in a minute. We've also brought in more of the cashers. I brought in Gabriel Menino. Is it Menino? Sorry, as a new right back. He will be taking over the right back spot from Thomas Meunier from now on. He's a good fullback, so hopefully we'll get a little bit out of him. He can do a little bit of tackling, he can mark as well. Decent stats all around, and he can cross and dribble. Just really what I'm looking for in a right back. So it's a good signing, and just for 10 to 15 million. We've also signed Caio Jorge. I'm not going to lie, this one was a bit of, not a panic buy, but I can't resist a 12.75 million Brazilian wonder kid. As you can see, stats are fantastic, great current ability, and it was only 12.25 million. I couldn't turn it down. I had to bring him in. So yeah, no, happy with that signing. Hopefully he'll reproduce some goals for us. We've also signed Gaetano Castrovelli to obviously fill in that midfield role left by Thomas Delaney. Media description as a world-class midfielder. He's got fantastic stats. Look forward to using him for the first time, similar to Haaland really, but the first time I'm using him. He's featured in our first game of the season against Bayern, which we'll get to in a minute. Alex Grimaldo, we've also signed in left back. The same current ability according to Stars as Guerrero. Managed to get him in for 20 million, so a pretty decent signing. But the main thing is, not only can he dribble and cross, he can also defend. He's got 14 tackling, 9 marking, but we'll ignore that a little bit. Um, and finally, our final signing was Alexander Isak. I originally signed him as backup for Haaland before signing George. I got him for 27.5 million after activating a release clause in his contract. It was about to come to an end. He was worth 55 million at the time, so I was like, well, it's a bit of a bargain. He has scored in the cup. Admittedly, again, it wasn't a big team, but he's just going to be extra backup, and it just bolsters our options in the side. We've obviously let out a few people on a free, not really too worried. Sent out 3 people on loan, like Dahoud, who probably wasn't going to feature much this year because we've had a few players come back from loan as well. So let's just have a quick look at the squad. This is not the team we'll be lining up with today. As you can see, to speak of some of those players that have come back, We've got Namadi Collins in the team. He'll be featuring in and around the first team at times. We've also got Sergio Gomez, who I'm a big fan of over the years on Football Manager, so hopefully he can replicate some of the form he's had for me in the past. His physicals aren't fantastic, but technically he can become quite a good player, so he's just come in to support that attacking midfield role. We've also got the likes of, where is he? Yeah, Marius Wolf. I'm not letting him go back out on loan again. Not after last season. He stays. 3-star current ability, will be a good backup player to have around the club. So let's get into the lineup for today. So we'll just make a few changes. Obviously, we've also got Jeremy Toljan back from wherever he was last season. I've completely forgotten. Let's get winger attack. I didn't know you could do that. Let's just get our team sorted. We have made a few changes to the starting lineup from last year. We've had to fight a few bids off of a few players, but we had largely have the same squad as we had last season, to be honest. I managed to hold on to the key players that I wanted to hold on to. The likes of Erling Haaland, as you can see right here, has not left us. Oh, he's not gone into the team there. He's not left us. We've managed to hold on to him. We've also managed to hold on to Jadon Sancho, despite a bid coming in early on in the window from Manchester United. Would you Adam and Eve it? They weren't willing to match the 100+ million that I wanted for him, so they withdrew their offer. Haaland hasn't had any interest whatsoever, which was a surprise, because he's won World Player of the Year, as well as a number of other how would I describe it? What has he won? A number of other accolades, awards. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. He's just won awards, and I assumed there'd be a bit of interest in him, but there wasn't. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the game. As you can see, I've been building the team a little bit in the background, but in goal we're going to remain with Roman Bürki. Couldn't find a replacement goalkeeper for a decent price that's as good as him, so he stays. In right back, obviously, we have Menino, Zagadou and Hummels still staying at centre-back, Grimaldo at left-back, Castrovilli and Emre Can holding up the middle. We have Sancho on the right, Brandt on the left, Reina in behind, Erling Haaland. And our first game is away to SC Friedberg. And I almost forgot, we won a trophy. We won the Super Cup. No one really cares too much about it, but we won on penalties. We beat Bayern after dominating the game, so clearly, or hopefully, the changes that we have made this season are going to sort of push us on into a position where we can hopefully win the league this year and the cup. They'll both be important. One or the other would be great, but ideally both. We have a free kick. Giovanni Reina goes to whip it in, and he gets to Hummels, and it's just over the bar. A very, very unlucky start. We've not really had the rub of the green so far, but the first highlight has come to us. The second highlight, however, is going to them, which I never like. Sancho wins the ball back well. What's he going to do here? Will he find Erling Haaland? He's played a long ball to... Was that a shot? I think that was a shot. It's another free kick. Zagadou finds Menino. Menino into Can. Castrovilli to Reina. Reina finds Jadon Sancho. Will he beat his man? He will. He beats another man. He has a shot and it's gone wide again. Not a fantastic finish at all. We have a goal kick to Friedberg as they go to punt it long. Chang-hoon gets past Grimaldo. Jeong now running with the ball. He goes to whip it in. It's been blocked. Can we get to the ball first? We can. It's been hoofed up the line. No one there. I don't know why the match stats are staying there. Are they always there? I'm starting to think they're always there now. As Erling Haaland picks up the ball anyway. He's through on goal. Erling Haaland, it's been saved. They surely can't always be there. It's blocking half the screen. What is going on there? Oh well, it's a corner. Reina whips it in. Haaland at the back post, headed over the bar. We are controlling this game now, 30 minutes in. So we get to half time. The score is still 0-0. Try and keep the boys as motivated as possible as we have a free kick early on as Reina whips it in. Zagadou at the back post, and it is 1-0. Dan Axel Zagadou. We have a solid header at the back post, and that is the goal that we needed. and hopefully it is the first of many in this game for us, obviously. Time is really ticking away here in the 85th minute, and not a lot's happening as Friedberg now have a throw on. What I didn't realise going into this season is that the subs have reverted back to 3, which isn't fantastic, but it's understandable at the same time. It is what it is at the end of this. Gomez tries to put in Haaland, unfortunately cannot squeeze the pass through. Yeah, I didn't realise it was going to go back to 3 subs, so I tried to make 5, and it hasn't worked. So I'm going to have to be a bit more tactical with my subs again, as Haaland is through, and I think it's offside. He is got unlucky there if it is. Let's just have a quick look. VAR is checking, and in 3, 2, 1, goal disallowed. Yeah. Just as we expected. A bit unlucky for Haaland, but you know he'll get his goals. He always will do. They have another goal kick. They pump it long. There's not really anyone getting on the end of that. Let's hope that they don't pull an equaliser here, though, after not really threatening for most of the game. Jeong with a long shot. Why does this always happen? I cannot believe that's just happened. Completely unopposed. Berkey should not get beaten from there. That is awful. That is absolutely awful. I'm 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 just speechless. Absolutely speechless. Right. We've absolutely dominated, and we've drawn 1-1 with Friedberg. The XG's in our favour, and they've just had a long shot and scored. Obviously, this happens. It's Football Manager, but I'm just surprised. I'm very surprised. I can't believe that's just happened. Well, we're only going to be doing the one game today. At least Bayern lost, if we're going to draw out a positive. I hope you've all enjoyed today. If you have, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.